As you must have seen in the news recently, the speech that was given by one of our parliamentarian, Miss Mahua Moitra, with regard to the union budget, in which she discussed about the conduct of our ex-Chief Justice of India, and the people raised questions that whether she can do it or not, and even some of our MPs moved privilege motion against the concerned MP. Now, so what is privilege motion? What are parliamentary privileges? Why our MPs are given such privileges, and whether they are codified or not, or is there any issue with regard to those particular privileges? My name is Anuj Sharma, and I will tell you and I'll inform you with regard to what are the parliamentary privileges in this particular video. So let's start. So first thing is that what is a parliamentary privilege? Now, when we talk about the parliamentary privilege, we need to understand that parliamentary privilege was originated, and parliamentary privilege, the idea of parliamentary privilege originated in UK, where it was discussed that how the MPs were to be kept aloof, or MPs were to be protected, or the House of Commons were to be protected from the king. तो वहां से ये शुरू हुआ था आइडिया आपका parliamentary privileges ka, and as India adopted the Westminster form of government or the parliamentary form of government, India also adopted the understanding of parliamentary privileges. So what is parliamentary privileges? In one of the case, Supreme Court has defined parliamentary privileges as the Constitution no doubt talks about parliamentary privileges but does not tell what is parliamentary privileges. So as per the Supreme Court, the parliamentary privileges is basically the privilege given to a person on the basis of the position he has achieved. That is, it is associated with the position. That is, if the individual is MP or an MLA, then the individual shall get the parliamentary privilege. Even the Attorney General gets the privilege with regard to the speaking in the House of the Parliament, and even the Advocate General gets this privilege. But a little trivia over here, that is, the President and the Governor do not enjoy these parliamentary privileges. This is a factual portion. Now coming back to this particular understanding, that what was the objective behind such kind of thing. The objective मैंने भी आपको बताया that members should have the freedom to discharge their functions without being victimized, that the members should not feel curtailed or constrained, they should not feel victimized, that whatever they say in the House should not be challenged, should not be questioned, and they should have such power. That is the reason we say that parliamentary privileges are important and the parliamentary privileges should be given. Right. Now there are two kinds of privileges that we need to understand. One is the individual privilege that is enjoyed by the individual MP, and second is the collective privilege that is enjoyed by the houses as such. Both the houses enjoy these parliamentary privileges. So there are two kinds of privileges. One is individual privilege and second is your collective privilege. So in India, the privileges are based on 5 sources. In India, the privileges are based on 5 sources. First is the Constitution of India. Second is the rules and procedure of the House. Third is the laws made by Parliament. Fourth is the judicial interpretation, and last is the customs and conventions. These are the 5 sources from where we can get the parliamentary privileges. कि एक तो होता है आपका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, जैसे कि आर्टिकल 109 है, आर्टिकल 194 है, यहाँ पे आपके आर्टिकल 122 है, जहाँ पे आपके पार्लियामेंट्री प्रिविलेजेस की बात की गई है. दूसरा है रूल्स एंड प्रोसीजर ऑफ द हाउस. हर हाउस की एक किताब होती है जिसमें रूल्स डिसाइड किए जाते हैं, दैट व्हाट विल बी द कंडक्ट ऑफ द हाउस, हाउ द एमपीज विल बिहेव. So all these things can be discussed on the floor of the house. Second is your laws made by Parliament. If any law, specific law has been made by the Parliament with regard to the rules and procedure of the House. Third is the judicial interpretation, that if whenever something goes to the court with regard to the judicial privilege, as I have told you earlier, that Supreme Court gave the definition with regard to the privilege, because don't forget this, that ultimately it is the judiciary that can be termed as the interpreter of the constitution. So if anything is to be interpreted, then you have the, or you shall go to the judiciary. And last is the customs and conventions, that there may be certain conventions, there may be certain customs that go on in our parliament. So this is what we consider to be the sources of our parliamentary privileges. So what are certain kinds of privileges? Let us discuss certain kind of privileges. So first privilege is basically regarding freedom of speech. Now our parliamentarians have some extra protection with regard to freedom of speech in the parliament. Whatever they say in the parliament cannot be challenged in any court of India. They cannot be questioned with that particular regard in any court of India. That is the extra freedom that they enjoy, extra right that they enjoy. This is necessarily given to them. This is necessarily given to them because on the basis, or why it is given, so that they can continue performing their duty, they can continue performing their टास्क्स. तो इस वजह से उनको एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटेक्शन दी जाती है, एक्स्ट्रा बेनिफिट दिया जाता है, सो दैट व्हाट वी से इज दैट दे कैन गेट सम फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड expression in the parliament or on the floor of the house. Second thing, that is immunity to the members from any court or any judicial any court with respect to his vote. कि जो उसने वोट करा या फिर बात की ऑन द फ्लोर ऑफ द हाउस, उसके लिए उसको किसी कोर्ट में आंसरेबल नहीं बनाया जा सकता. वट एवर he says on the floor of the house, whatever he or she, however he or she votes in the floor of the house shall be discussed on the floor of the house itself. They cannot be taken to court with that particular regard. That is the privilege they enjoy, because whatever happens on the floor of the house or in the legislature is to be decided by the presiding officer. The court cannot decide that. Separation of power भी तो कोई चीज है यार. Are you getting my point? So that is another kind of privilege that they enjoy. Third is immunity from judicial duties, that whenever the session is going on and some case comes where they are either the eyewitnesses or they have certain evidences, so they can send the notice to the court stating that our session is in progress, we cannot continue or we cannot come this particular time, and the court cannot force them because of their parliamentary privilege. This is a kind of the individual privilege that the MPs enjoy. Second is freedom of arrest in civil cases 40 days before or 40 days after the session. 40 दिन पहले, 40 दिन after the session, there is a freedom, or there is a freedom that they cannot be arrested. But if there is a criminal case or there is a heinous crime they have committed, then the presiding officer will be informed, and the presiding officer shall be informed, and then they can be arrested. That is why what we have written is civil cases. Next is prohibition on the courts to inquire in the proceedings of the house. ये मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया. To regulate their own procedures, ये भी मैंने आपको बता दिया. प्रोहिबिशन ऑन डिस्चार्ज ऑफ डिसीजन ऑफ सीक्रेट मीटिंग्स. की कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है, जैसे आपका फार्म बिल्स में आपने देखा होगा, दैट द हाउस बेसिकली डिक्लेयर्ड दैट द लाइव सेशन शैल बी कट ऑफ. देयर कैन बी अ सीक्रेट मीटिंग, द प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर कैन डिसाइड. सो व्हाटएवर इज डिसाइडेड इन द सीक्रेट मीटिंग्स शैल नॉट बी प्रिंटेड, शैल नॉट बी पब्लिश्ड एंड शैल नॉट बी टोल्ड टू एनीवन. दैट इज देयर privilege. This is a collective privilege, sir. This is a collective privilege. This is also a collective privilege to prohibit publications of debates and proceedings, etc. Right? This is again a collective privilege. To exclude strangers from the meetings of the house, and there are multiple such privileges that the house enjoys. यार ऐसा भी हो सकता है, जैसे ना आपके houses में क्या होता है, if you see the house or the parliament or the state legislature, there is a visitors gallery. So the presiding officer may decide that there shall be no one in the visitors gallery, as there is requirement of only the members to be present in the house to discuss something very, very important. So the house can decide that the collective privileges that the visitors can be sent away, and they should not be, or they shall not be told any information that is discussed in the house. So this is a kind of a collective and the individual privilege that the MPs and the house enjoys, right? So no one can breach that, right? No one can breach that. So if anyone breaches it, or if anyone breaches it, so what is the procedure that is to be followed? So if a privilege motion is introduced, a certain privilege or certain procedure has to be followed. What is that procedure? That if the motion is introduced, it is the power of the presiding officer to accept or to reject it. सबसे पहले तो presiding officer check करेंगे that whether the motion is right or not. As the presiding officer decides it, the first source or the first hand decision can be taken by the presiding officer. The presiding officer can take the decision himself or herself, or the presiding officer may decide that it shall be sent to the privileges committee or not. Right? तो सबसे पहले presiding officer के पास आया, प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर देखेंगे कि हाँ यार इसके ऊपर मैं फैसला ले सकता हूं, तो प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर उस मेंबर को बोलेंगे कि यार इसके बारे में आप अपने डिफेंस में कुछ कहना चाहोगे, तो मेंबर के पास पूरी पावर है अपने डिफेंस में कुछ बोलने की। प्रिंसिपल ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस, नो मैन कैन बी पनिश्ड अनहर्ड, तो मेंबर अपनी बात रख सकता है। तो या फिर अगर प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर को लगता है कि यार नहीं, मैं फैसला नहीं रहूंगा, प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर मोशन किसके पास भेज देता है, पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी के पास। कौन सी पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी? वो पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी जो बनाई जाती है प्रिविलेजेस को चेक करने के लिए, दैट इज प्रिविलेजेस कमेटी। तो वो प्रिविलेजेस कमेटी के पास भेज देते हैं। अब ये प्रिविलेज कमेटी लोकसभा में और राज्यसभा में डिफरेंट है, राइट। लोकसभा में जो प्रिविलेजेस कमेटी होती है उसमें 15 मेंबर्स होते हैं एक पर्टिकुलर कमेटी के, राइट। और राज्यसभा में 10 मेंबर्स होते हैं, और राज्यसभा में कन्वेंशन है दैट डिप्टी चेयरमैन ऑफ द राज्यसभा विल हेड दैट पर्टिकुलर कमेटी। अब ये कमेटी देखती है दैट वेदर द इंडिविजुअल एमपी और एनीवन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड हैज वायोलेटेड द प्रोविजन और द प्रिविलेज और नॉट। If they have violated or if they have not violated, they will check and they will submit the report to the House. House will discuss it and ultimately the decision will be taken. So that is how the procedure is followed with regard to the privilege motion. Right. Second thing is that क्या ये सिस्टम फुल प्रूफ है, कि क्या इसमें कोई गड़बड़ हो सकती है? अब सबसे बड़ी चीज आती है द इश्यूज, कि व्हाट आर द प्राइमरी इश्यूज द यूपीएससी में आस्क इन योर मेंस एग्जामिनेशन विद रिगार्ड टू द इश्यूज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट्री प्रिविलेजेस। फर्स्ट इशू इज नॉन कोडिफिकेशन। व्हेन द पार्लियामेंट्री प्रिविलेजेस वर बीइंग डिस्कस्ड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली, इट वाज डिसाइडेड दैट दे विल बी कोडिफाइड लेटर, बट ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं। ठीक है, ये वो रात है जिसकी सुबह नहीं कि इसमें किसी ने बात ही नहीं करी। सो देयर वाज नो बेसिकली डिस्कशन एंड स्टिल इट स्टिल कंटिन्यूज टू बी नॉन कोडिफाइड। सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट बिकॉज ऑफ नॉन कोडिफिकेशन सम एक्स्ट्रा पावर इज गिवन टू द और इज टेकन बाय द पार्लियामेंटेरियंस, राइट, बिकॉज they are the sole deciding authority. The parliamentarians are the sole deciding authority, so they get extreme power. They get some uninterrupted powers which goes against the concept of constitutionalism or the doctrine of limited government, that the power of the government has to be reduced or to be curtailed. Are you getting my point? So this non-codification gives immense power to the parliamentarians and give them the power to misuse their powers, and breach of privileges as breach of privileges decided by them. Second thing is that judicial review is also barred, क्योंकि जैसे कि मैंने आपको बोला कि ये जो भी हाउस में होगा वो हाउस डिसाइड करेगा, तो जुडिशियल रिव्यू तो सर उसमें हो नहीं सकता। नेक्स्ट थिंग इज इन कॉन्ट्रावेंशन टू फंडामेंटल राइट्स of freedom of speech and expression. Now my freedom of speech and expression basically is restricted at the basis of constitution, but the parliamentarians get some extra freedom of speech and expression which basically goes against the chapter 3 of our constitution of fundamental rights of freedom of speech and expression. Now similarly my freedom of speech and expression says that I may criticize the government, I may criticize my MP, but that may be considered as the breach of privilege of the house or of my individual MP, as the MPs have the power to decide it, or the government has the parliament has the power to decide it. So that may also go against the my freedom of speech and expression. So this is what is with regard to the parliamentary privileges. The notes will be attached in the PDF. Thank you very much, and I hope you are fine and you keep studying hard. I'll see you next week. Thank you.